just a minor list of ligaments that are found in the knee. Not big. Knee injuries, disorders. Injuries are a huge one. One of the things that does happen is both the bone as well as the cartilage begin to soften in the knee. If the cartilage begins to soften, anytime you hear malacia, malacia means softening. Chondro is telling us the cartilage. Chondromalacia is a pretty common disorder in the knee. But the bone can also begin to break down for the osteomalacia in the knee, which could lead, to the different surgeries that have to occur. So the knee has a lot of things that can go wrong with it. It is one of the areas that fluids can accumulate. It can be the fluid that is synovial-like. If it happens to be something based on injury, it could have a collection of blood that happens within the knee, and usually they have to go in and remove that blood off of it and that sort of thing. Now, the last joint we're going to talk about is the ankle. What's the first thing you kind of notice about the ankle? We've got lots of tendons, lots of ligaments. Something as simple as just walking and the foot kind of going to the side like that, okay, can tear them. All right? Whether it's like pulling the foot back too far, pushing it too forward, going side to side, because when you look at the structure of the foot, all right, okay, my foot. When we look at our tibia and we look at our fibula, each one of those has these little extensions on each side. Does everybody kind of see those on each side? Okay, this is a malleolus, all right? You find it on the fibula as well as the tibia, okay? And the way that the bones articulate in the ankle, because the talus does this little sitting up, and the way those bones articulate, they're doing this number over the talus. That is not only for strength, okay? It's for support and stability, all right? And it, of course, creates what we think of as our ankle bone. That's what that is, the malleolus, okay? Having all those tendons and ligaments on the foot, of course, create the different arches that we mentioned, I think, in one of the chapters. I can't remember which one. These ligaments help us to transfer our weight from one to the next when we're walking. Because of the development that has occurred in the foot, it's the reason we walk upright. All right, we technically shouldn't be, but because we have that connection at the ankle, we do. Very common site of injury, sprains, strains, tears occur in the ankle. Some of them can be very serious. Some of them might even require surgery. But that's a lot that you have to deal with in the foot. So, list of the different ligaments that you find in the ankle, and what's going to happen as we get older. As we get older, of course, our tissue repair, the rate that it can repair at, is going to slow down. We don't get the same blood vessel development in the tissues that we do when we're younger. The articular cartilage is one of the biggest issues with the joints as we get older. That's being represented here in the blue, okay? This cartilage breaks down. If you remember, I've said quite a few times, what you're born with is what you get, all right? It wears down. They are coming up with different ways to address it, but anyway, our production of the synovial fluid slows down. The ligaments and the tendons, mainly because they're dependent on collagen fibers, and as we get older, collagen fibers begin to break down, okay, and don't repair. That the tendons and ligaments get shorter, they become less flexible, therefore we get a decrease in the range of motion. Muscles, once again, because we're dependent on collagen fibers, which are breaking down as we get older, the muscles get broken down around the joint. Because all these other things are taking place, people tend to become sedentary. And now, when you've already been sedentary at a young age, and you get even more so in the older age, it's going to be even more of a problem for these joints for the body. So, we're going to see different things occur as we get older. One of the most common disorders with the joint is arthritis. But there's two types. We've got osteoarthritis, which is your normal wear and tear. A lot of it being the breaking down of the articular cartilage. Rheumatoid arthritis is a different story. Rheumatoid arthritis is an autoimmune disease. What happens is your own body's white cells attack the tissue in the joint. So one of the biggest areas that it's pronounced is the hand. But every joint of the finger, for example, all the material that would be present in this joint, the white cells attack it, that tissue goes away, and what happens is bone replaces it. So therefore, that's the reason that you see people with the rheumatoid arthritis, these fingers are locked. They can no longer bend them or do anything because the joint is no longer present. It's now just a one complete bone. So rheumatoid arthritis is definitely different than osteo. Certain infections can affect the joints. Lyme disease, for example, suppurative arthritis, brought about by usually some type of virus or bacteria. Tuberculous arthritis, just like the name implies, they've got tuberculosis bacteria. Gout. Gout is a common joint disorder, and it's a buildup of the uric acid crystals in the joint. And what happens is they get built up, they have to kind of get broken down, and that process, while they're in that joint, that inflammation and everything is very painful for the people who get gout. The hallux valgus bunion, ever seen a foot that's got the little bunion and everything on it, and the toe might be going in the wrong direction, all right? That's kind of common, but look what causes it. Ill-fitting shoes. Every time I see people in those 8-inch or 10-inch or whatever those heels are, okay? And when I lived at a different place and I had to drive a different way to work, every morning I saw this girl, I guess she was walking to work, and I bet those heels were this tall. And she'd be walking and be like, and I wanted to scroll down my window and go, honey, please, go home and put on different shoes. Because you really have no idea what those types of shoes are going to be. They're horrible for feet, okay? You're only going to see me in comfortable supportive shoes. Okay, no matter what I'm dressed in.
Doesn't it have an effect on the back too?
Huh?
I said, doesn't wearing heels have an effect on the back too?
It'll hurt everything. It's hurting everything from the tip of your toes to, I'm not going to go as far as top of the head, but up to the neck. Because it is affecting every area along the way, not just the feet. Okay? Good shoes. Good shoes. A lot of times now, we're seeing a whole lot of stuff done with joint replacement. Okay? They probably have something they can do for almost every joint in the body to replace it. I don't know. But, you know, some of the more common ones, hip, knee, shoulder, very common. This is a picture showing that rheumatoid arthritis. Because like I said, the joint, the tissue gets eaten away, attacked by your own body, that's like autoimmune, and what takes the place is this. Right? But that's what's going to be happening in a person with rheumatoid arthritis. That's what's happening in their entire body. Every joint they got, this is what's taking place. It's very painful for the people. This is one of them that you will see the commercials for that say, oh, we've got a new biologic. Y'all, we're in the center. Not right now. Now, the biggest thing they've done right now is they have made huge advancements in the treatments for the autoimmune disorder. But if you're going to get it, you're going to get it. Yeah. Others are out there now too, like psoriatic arthritis and that sort of stuff. All right, so that officially ends Chapter 9.